we go, part two of our postcard. We're still in Illustrator at this point, so if you've not done so already, double-click your AI file from your desktop, and it should open up in Illustrator. I'll let you catch up, but this is what it should look like at the moment. Let me close my swatch window. A color outline, and then a gray one, and then the black text that is pretty reduced close to each other. So, our very first step will be taking the selection tool from the top left here, or you could hit the hotkey V, and I want you to click and drag, and I want you to select the text plus the two different outlines that we've done, because they are considered different objects at the moment. Now, after that, we want to apply a special effect to all of them. So effect, or effects, are in the top section of your screen. If under File, Edit, Object Type, select Effect right there. And we want to apply a 3D effect to it. So you'll see 3D, and then you'll see three options over here. You want Extrude and Bevel right here. So I'll leave this up for just a split second to get you guys there. Effect, 3D, Extrude, and Bevel. Go ahead and click that, and this window here should pop up. This might take a little bit of time. There's some processing actually going on here. 3D effects, if you have a junker computer at home, can crash computers, so be careful. Don't completely go haywire in here. You'll crash the poor MacBooks. All right. The settings are super important. I know they're going to seem random, but trust me, what I'm doing is I'm getting a ever so subtle 3D effect to this text that will look like that wavy postcard example that I showed you earlier. This right here is your x-axis. You just want 1, and then this here is your y-axis. You want 1, and then on the z, or if you're fancy Australian or something like that, you'll say z. You want 0. Some other important settings down here under the Extrude and Bevel, where it says 50 point, we want it slightly bigger than that. So you can double click or click on this, backspace the 50, 1,000 points, so 1,000 space PT for points is what we want. And then we do want a nice little bevel effect to it as well. I'm sorry, we don't want a bevel effect. What we want is the surface changing. That's it. My bad, guys. Under surface, where it says plastic shading right now, you are going to choose no shading effect for the surface. Plastic shading is bad for the environment. And then you're going to go ahead and click OK. So before I do that again, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1,000 points for extrude depth, bevel none, surface shading no, or surface no shading. Go ahead and click OK. And you'll see that kind of gave it that just a, nothing crazy, but a pop out kind of like effect here. While everything's selected, don't deselect anything just yet. We want to permanently apply this effect. So what we're going to do is in the top screen up here, we're going to go to Object, and then we're looking for Expand Appearance. I always have to refine that one. There it is right there. Object, Expand Appearance. All right, cool. That way, what it did is it compartmentalized everything, made it permanent, did it to all the objects. You'll see you have more selection sources because of this. All right, 2 more steps in today's video. Direct Selection Tool. So right now we have just the standard selection tool. If you look to the right, you'll see Direct Selection. A is the hotkey for this, but you're going to go on ahead and click this. In fact, you can see it direct selected everything. It looks pretty crazy at the moment. Let's just click off in the gray to deselect everything. By doing that object expand appearance, I have more control over what I can select with the direct select. Right now, the bottom of this text looks a little messy just because it blends in really well with everything else. So we're going to slightly change the appearance of that. You can do this all at the same time by holding down the Shift key and selecting the bottom part of each text. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to start by holding Shift, and then I'm going to left click on the bottom part of each of my letters. This can get tricky with curvature letters like U or O, but something like that will work. L is good, E is good. I wouldn't recommend trying to get the like little bits in here on the E, like the bottom parts and stuff like that, or like the little part there. It doesn't really exist in the H. So as long as you get the bottom like I did here, I think you're in a really good spot. I want to change the color of this. Ideally, you want to choose a color that A, complements the color you've already chosen, but B, also makes sense to the location that you're doing. I am looking for either like maybe like a yellow, a brown, or like a slight orange. Yeah, I like that. I still want that rustic postcard look in mind, so I like the muted yellows and greens that the Zelda games play with. So that will suffice for me. If you want something standard that works really well, like you went with that dark blue for the first one, a darker red slash magenta ends up working pretty well with the blue, with the standard postcard look. All right, I can go ahead and click off, and I can close my swatches. A lot shorter, easier video today. We're going to go back up. We're going to go File, and just standard save, since the file has already been created. All right, guys, in the next video, we still have one more Illustrator part coming up, and then I believe we are moving into Photoshop. So take care. See you guys soon.